We got some desperation in the chat today. Season's over. Can't turn it around. Might as well, I don't know, take the rest of the football season off.
What's the point of that? What's the point of that?
I don't know.
Saying the season's over.
They're fed up, Baldy. There's disappointment raining from the top of Bears Mountain right now.
Well, they got 3 home games in a row, so you could have some fun at Soldier Field, or you could cry in your soup. It's not going to do any good. I mean, they got home games coming up here. A couple of them are division games, I think. One of them just happens to be, your chief rival. So I'd say it's time to go play your best football.
Well, it is amazing, and we all know this, being around the NFL. As quickly as this season just apparently went down the drain in 2 weeks, because it sure felt different leaving London, Baldy. You beat the Patriots, and then you beat your rival Packers at home, and it kind of flips the exact opposite way, right? Like now, the problem is, Baldy, Bears fans, I like to give them a lot of credit. They deserve the credit. They've lost 10 in a row to Green Bay. So nobody's sitting here in Chicago being like, oh, yeah, they're just going to go ahead and beat Jordan Love and the Packers in 2 weeks. So I get the negativity, but
had to bring up the 10 in a row. Had to bring it up.
Well, I'll bring it up a lot more in the next few weeks. I guarantee it. That's just the reality. So I don't know. How are you looking at this thing right now, Baldy? Because the last 2 weeks have been rough.
It has been rough, and there's going to be rough patches, and some of it is coaching, and some of it is attitudes of players, and some of it is just poor execution. And to give up a 50-yard touchdown run with 20 seconds to go in half is pretty inexcusable for any defense. Nobody wants that on the resume. Nobody wants a Hail Mary on the resume. So, it's time to kind of buckle up. But, the Patriots, look, there's 9 2-win teams in this business. The Patriots are one of them. They got a rookie quarterback. It'd be good to maybe introduce them to the NFC North and tell them what, playing quarterback in this league is all about. You got an opportunity to go after Drake May. They're not a great team by any stretch. Their offensive line's not very good at all. Tennessee proved that last week. I saw one holding call after another. Like, you take this 7 days at a time, but you start with taking care of business here against the Patriots, feeling a little bit better about yourself, and then you give it everything you got, game plan wise, effort wise, things that you're holding back, to go take down the Packers. They don't look invincible to me. They take the ball away better than any other team in this league. We don't have to get ahead of ourselves. There's things about the Packers that, I don't know, I think that the Bears measure up pretty good against. But, right now it's about dusting yourself off, putting it behind you, taking care of business at home, feeling good about yourself, and then, get ready for 2 division games that either the season will be over or you get right back into the race. And that's just the reality of it.
Well, I think we're all Andrew Billings fans here. Found out this morning from Matt Eberflus that he tore his pec and is going to need surgery, and you're probably not going to have him the rest of the season. So put that in football terms, matchup standpoint terms, how big of a loss is that for the Bears? Because, you can start going down the depth chart. There's guys that can plug in there, but I feel like there's only one Andrew Billings on the interior of the defense.
He's been really good. Chris Williams probably, steps up. I don't know who steps up, but, he just understands his role. It's not about, sacking the quarterback or anything else. He's got a big job to protect the linebackers in there, to plug gaps. And he's a good wide body. He's good at what he does. And, most teams don't have a lot of depth with big wide bodies like that inside. And when they lose some, generally the performance goes down a little bit. I don't know what's on the practice squad or what they could call up or what they have in the depth position right there. But Javon's lost a really good partner inside. They were a good tandem together.
Well, let me flip over to the offense here, and we're just seeing a lot of hero ball from Caleb, which excites you as what it could be down the road when they need it. But the on-schedule stuff that you would think would move them more efficiently up and down the field's not there. How off do you think, how far away do you think they are from actually, from what you can tell, having some level of rhythm and timing?
Well, it wasn't there last week against Arizona. Now, Arizona's defensive backs played very well. All 3 of them played really well. And Buddha is just as good a safety as there is in football. Like they played really well in the back end. But I thought Caleb was late and off all day. Late, especially the throws to the sideline to Keenan or DJ on the sideline. I thought he was late. And the ball wasn't in bounds. Like even if they catch it, it's not in bounds. So I thought he was late with them for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it'd be good if he just got back into a rhythm and hit his back step and got rid of the ball. You know what the zone look is, or if they're in man, you know what it is. But for whatever reason, he was either seeing it late, but he was delivering the ball late. He had 19 incompletions on Sunday. And yes, there was a couple of drops. There were. But at the same time, he was off. His accuracy was off. I thought he was late. And it wasn't really good ball positioning or location by him. So that's on Caleb. And I don't know. I don't know what led to that because he hadn't played poorly like that. Well, actually, in the first half against Washington, he was bad. So look, it's something that it's on him. Like he's got to get the rhythm. He's got to get whatever that is. He's got to get it back. There's still miscues. DJ's running a go route. He's running a conversion route. It's week 9. Why is that still continuing? He's seeing one thing. DJ's seeing another. I don't know what the wide receiver coach, Shane Waldron, I don't know what any of them are saying, but we have seen that at times in all 9 weeks this year.
Does he look like and look, Caleb wants to be the GOAT. That's the goal that's on his phone. That's he's setting the goal as high as you possibly can. He's been building for this forever. And he kind of bristled at is your confidence on the line here at all. He's like, my confidence. So I'm just wondering, Baldy, from your perspective, does he look like somebody who needs to be coached in kind of a super honest, this is what it takes, not trying to be his friend way? That's kind of what I'm thinking he would best serve him at this point and the Bears.
I feel like they could do a better job of helping him out. It's not a great offensive line. We know that. They've got the 5 best guys up there they've got, which is fine, but they're not great. I feel like when I watch other offenses in this league, they help their quarterbacks out more by creating real easy completions, not hit screens and those kind of things. But I'm talking about let's clear out one side, let's drag another guy across into the void, give them pretty easy type throws. I don't see a lot of that in this offense. I don't feel like it helps getting him into any kind of a rhythm. The Cardinals don't have a great pass rush. They blitzed a little bit and they got home some on some overloads, and Baker on the safety blitzed a little bit. But by and large, they're not a team that can really win one-on-ones. And the Patriots don't have those kind of players either. But at the same time, you're going to get 2.5 seconds. Like it'd be good, I think, if they created more offense by their formations and by their route combinations to get guys open quicker.
That's what's bothering me, Baldy, because you got all these weapons, right? Like on any given play, you're at least theoretically you're supposed to, right? You're supposed to have DJ Moore, you're supposed to have Keenan Allen, you're supposed to have Roma Dunze, you're supposed to have Cole Kmet. Like to me, those are 4 guys that you should be able to scheme up one of them being open on a relatively easy completions. You watch that Cardinals game, the degree of difficulty on so many of those throws. I mean, if I see another fade, I'm going to lose my mind. Like we got to be able to find. And Cole said yesterday on our show, his show, that the Cardinals did a good job of taking away some of those easier out routes that the Bears have taken advantage of in past weeks. But so what? Like counter with something. Someone needs to be open. You need to do your job as a coach to scheme something open. And I just totally agree with you that they're doing a terrible job of that. So like, what are the answers? Because that's what they've been talking about all week. Answers. What are your answers then, Baldy, if you're running this thing on this specific topic that we're talking about right now against the Patriots this week?
Well, I mean, okay. I mean, that's really the question. What are the answers? Because if you're just sending 3 guys out to go win one-on-ones like they were sort of doing last week, and they're not winning with any sort of great separation, well, that's not helping the quarterback out. He's not sure. That might be why he's holding the ball a little bit. But I see offenses in this league where, okay, there's times to make that difficult throw on the fade, on the go route. But you want to be able to sustain offense and stay on the field. And so whether it's bunch formations, where you're running these route combinations and defenses tend to break down in those situations and guys get open quicker. If you're going to play a lot of zone like Arizona played a lot, there's other ways to do it where you just flood the zone and, basically take the zone and just expand it and just open it up underneath with whether it's delays. There's nothing wrong with putting Rome Odunze next to Darnell Wright and make it look like he's just sort of protecting there and leak him out late as the zone expands and give it to a guy like Odunze right there. Like there's all kinds of different things to me that I would have in my offense. It doesn't look like something that Shane loves to do, but I see other teams getting guys wide open where they're not having to go win one-on-ones. They're letting the defense sort of create the openings for them.
We're banging on this a lot here, but if you pie charted it, the problem is the quarterback right now not being as good as he's going to be down the line, hopefully, versus the play calling. What's your percentages?
I'd say it's a strong 50% on the quarterback. He's got to play better. Like when there's openings, he's got to put he's missed a lot of throws in the last 2 weeks. So we've all seen that where the ball isn't accurate, whether it's his mechanics or he's not seen it clearly or whatever. But he has not been deadly accurate. I just watched Joe Burrow play last week. Like that's deadly accurate. That's an assassin. All right, I'm not trying to compare, but he's as good as there is. But I would say 50% on Caleb right now. He's got to be more accurate with the ball. I would say there's 25% on the receivers of winning earlier, quicker, playing with better effort. I'm not saying they're not playing with effort. I just know there's a different level you can play at. And then I would say there's 25% on just the play caller and helping your quarterback out.
I think it's all fair.
On that better effort thing, I wouldn't mind seeing Tyler Scott get a couple reps here just to, hey, man, you're not going to play hard. I got this guy over here. I don't care if he's 5'8" and doesn't have the best hands. Let's get some more people in here, see what they can do. Bench and ass go to brain.
Everybody, effort is a thing that it's pretty easy. It's pretty clear when guys are playing with great effort, and it's pretty clear when guys aren't. And if guys aren't, then find somebody who is. I don't care how much you pay somebody, what the name of the back of the jersey is. There's only one way to play this game, especially if the offense is frustrated and stagnant and not being very productive. Like all you can do is play harder and do it as hard as you possibly can, as well as you possibly can, every play. And there's really no excuse to play it any other way.
Baldy, you think if we were in San Francisco and George Kittle had one target over 2 games, or if we're in Kansas City and Travis Kelce had one target over 2 games, I'm not saying Cole Kmet is to that level, but is anyone else losing their mind over this? Because I kind of am.
Well, let me just tell you Travis Kelce, okay? 2 weeks ago he hadn't had a touchdown catch, and he was frustrated. This is Travis Kelce. In the last 2 games, they've targeted him 28 times. He's got 20 catches for 190 yards. It's him, and right now DeAndre Hopkins, like that's where the ball's going. And they don't really care if anybody else gets a target. The ball's going to Kelce. Like they're running 2 receiver routes, and it's like all for Kelce. Like they're getting him going, and the offense looks better, and Mahomes is playing better. Like if I had Cole Kmet on my team, I would be targeting Cole Kmet. It's because tight ends, there's so many different ways for a tight end to get open. Like I said, you can delay him, put him in pass protection, let the linebackers drop, throw it to him underneath like a lot of teams do, like they do to Kittle, like they do to Kelce. You can run Y stick for a drive starter for 5 yards. There's a million different ways. You get tight ends down the seams. Like you got the middle of the field to work. And they don't really have a slot receiver. Keenan Allen has been in that role before, but they don't really run the type of routes that Keenan has run in his history from the slot. So that's where your tight end comes into play. There's a lot of room to work right there.
Baldy, before you go, just flipping back to the defense for a second. With no Billings, would you change how you're calling plays? How do you attempt to compensate from that? They're gonna be running Zach Pickens out there, who is struggling to establish himself as a legit NFL player. I'm not sure. Obviously, that you can't just create something that's not there. But I don't know what would you do?
Well, you can't change the defense. You can't you can't go to a 3-4 defense right now. You don't have the personnel for that.
The waiver wire.
You got to cobble the position together. Chris Williams,
Okay.
Pickens. I don't know who's on the practice squad that
they got Byron
has
Coward
earned.
too to throw in there too.
Who's that?
Yeah. Byron Coward.
And Chris Williams.
Exactly.
You're right to name Chris Williams, but I've noticed him once this year. I mean,
I realized he made one play last week, I think. But I looked. Billings is your first and second down defensive tackle and has been, and he's been really good. I don't think there's another guy like that on the roster, but at the same time, somebody's going to get an opportunity to go play that role. It's not really a particularly difficult role. You just got to be strong and stout, and not get moved. So, play low, keep your base, everybody's got to, have somebody that can step up. They had the trade deadline yesterday. Dalvin Tomlinson, was he available, in Cleveland? If you felt like, I don't know, it looks like there's a fire sale going on in Cleveland, like Dalvin Tomlinson would have been a guy I would have been, highly interested in. Quentin Jefferson just got taken by Buffalo for a cup of coffee. There's guys out there that have played in this game, that have played at a good level, that other teams went and got yesterday.
Baldy, where are you headed this week?
I'm going to Tampa, San Francisco and Tampa.
Let's go.
Take a look at that and see if San Francisco, coming off a bye week, can kind of turn the corner here, or if Tampa can, they had a good effort against Kansas City last week on Monday night. We'll see if they can rebound.
Would you have gone for 2? You were the Bucs?
I don't think so. I would have put my defense out there. I mean, if you win the coin toss, who knows? If you lose a coin toss, make them kick a field goal. I mean, I think the rules should be uniform from the postseason to the regular season. Personally, I feel like Tampa should still get a chance. I know what the rule is, but I don't think I would have gone for 2. If you missed the 2, you lose the game. You don't even have a chance to win the game.
Baldy, Cole Kmet and I, we have a movement we're trying to start, and that is to ban the coin toss. It is stupid. Why can't the home team just have the call? That going into the game, that going into overtime. It helps you inform your decisions. If you're the Bucs, Patrick Mahomes is getting the ball in overtime. You just go for 2. I don't know why we're leaving this all up for a coin. It makes no sense. It should be a built-in home field advantage to be able to make the call, just like baseball, you get to bat twice. Hockey, you get last change. All these other sports have things that are built into the rules that give you a home field advantage. I don't understand why we're letting the coin determine, especially playoff games, which at least they changed that rule.
By that same argument, why just because we're playing this game at home, the schedule makers say, New England plays the Bears at home this week. They get the ball to start the overtime. Why does the home team just get that? Just because
the home team in baseball get the bat second?
Well, but they have a designated hitter in the American League. They don't have a designated hitter in the National League.
Yeah. That was stupid.
Either.
But that was stupid, and they fixed it. That's what I'm saying. We can evolve as a society with these dumb rules.
Baldy, just tell Hoge that you like the coin flip, and even if it makes somewhat sense what the hell he just said, you like the excitement of a coin flip.
Well, here's the deal about the home team. The home team gets the ball. Okay, fine. They're the home team. But at least with the coin flip, you get a 50-50 chance of getting the ball. That seems fair to me, a 50-50 chance that it comes up heads or tails.
Yeah, I bet you, though, if you asked Todd Bowles, he would have preferred to know which way that coin was going to flip, before he made that decision.
I'm sure he would love to have the ball first. I'm sure of that. Okay.
The larger point.
It's fun.
The larger point that's moronic is that Tampa Bay should get the ball too. If you're doing that, and that's a play, that just
they're going to throw player safety. We got to look out for player safety. We can't have them playing an extra 10 minutes in overtime. That's going to be the argument, But at the same time, I'd rather play another series and have a chance to win the game.
Yeah, well, I am with you on that. If we're not going to get rid of the coin toss, both teams should get a possession, which they do now get in playoffs, but not regular season.
Why not just make it uniform?
Yeah.
Because it's going to happen again this year. It's going to happen again.
You know what?
We're going to see. We saw another overtime game, with the Rams in Seattle this week. We're going to see another overtime game before the season ends.
The three of us should just be asked by the NFL in the offseason to get together and make some rules.
Leave Carman out of it.
Okay, well, just you and me, Baldy.
Benedetto here once every 3 months, and he's got to take a shot at me too.
I have a whole stack of things that should be rules. If Montez Sweat has Drake May by the shirt and he's slamming him down, and Drake May throws the ball and it's intentional grounding, to me, Montez Sweat should get the sack. I don't care about the penalty. You take the penalty lost it down, all that. But the defensive lineman that made the play, he should be rewarded for the play.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
I can go on and on and on.
No, Baldy, we're coming over. And by the way, there was a comment earlier in the chat that says your office reeks of football. So just know, because I don't think you I don't think you take a whole lot of time thinking about your background. We just get you in your element, which is the beauty of you. So know that.
I'm going to watch the Cincinnati Bengals defense right now.
Of course you are.
Love it, Baldy. Thank you so much.
All right, man. Good luck this weekend. 3 home games in a row. I'm coming. I'm actually coming. Oh, no, I'm not. I think I'm doing a Bear game, but not at home. Wait, which game do I got?
No, let's get you to Chicago. You deserve a trip to Chicago. We need you in Chicago. You are Chicago.
I'm dying to come to Chicago to do a game. I want them to get hot here. Win a couple games and let's go.
See, the rest of the league wants the Bears to have success too. They want to come here.
Yeah.
Well,
it's important for Chicago. It's important for the Bears in this league to be relevant and to be good. It's just good. It's a big market. Fox, Brady comes to do a game. It's a big deal. Like, we need the Bears to get good. We need these division games in the NFC North to be must-see TV. But they got to start stacking some wins.
All right, you know what? The Bears are going to do that for you. Stack some wins. We'll get you a nice reservation and an awesome steakhouse in Chicago.
And if they lose to the Patriots, we're folding the franchise and the show. So, thanks, Baldy. You the man.
All right,
We all silly like the mayor.